Multiplication principle. The multiplication principle said to undo division, we will do the opposite, and we're going to go ahead and multiply. So the rule is whatever we do to one side of the equation, then we must do to the other side of the equation. So let's look at some examples. So example 1, how many students are there total if the total number of students were divided into 5 groups that have 4 students each? So we're going to use the equation below. So we're going to go ahead and solve for R, right? And so they were divided into 5 groups, and then that ended up to be 4 students each. So in order to go ahead and solve for this, we need to get rid of this 5 on the left-hand side to get R by itself. So that's the whole goal. So let's go ahead and then multiply by 5 on both sides. And why do we multiply by 5? Well, 5 then, and then this is over 5, right? So 5 divided by 5, right, just becomes 1. Now we're left with just R on the left-hand side. And then we have to do it to the other side of the equation side. So now we have R is equal to 4 times 5, so that would be 20. Now let's do another example. So example 2, we're going to use the equation below to solve. So we have R divided by 6, which is equal to 14. So in order to solve, we're going to go ahead and just multiply whatever is on the bottom of R. That way R gets by itself. This just becomes 1. We have to do it to the other side. So let's get our calculators out. 14 times 6, and we get 84. So R is equal to 84. So let's do another example. Example 3. So there's 3 children who divided up the candy from Halloween among themselves. If each child gets 13 pieces, how many total pieces were there? So here is our equation we're going to use to solve. So notice that we have some kind of amount of candy that got divided by 3 kids, and there was 13 pieces for each one. So let's go ahead and find the total candy pieces. So we go ahead and just multiply by 3 on both sides. This becomes 1, and then x then, right, as it's left by itself, becomes 13 times 3, which is 39. Now let's do one more example. Example 4. So we're going to use the equation below to help solve. And then I'm going to do something real quick, right? If we were to switch the order, this would say to 14, and this is y over 22, right? These are equal. So I just really want to emphasize that, right? And it doesn't change anything on how we do it, right? The whole point is we need to get y by itself. And the only way we do that is we go ahead and multiply by 22 on both sides. And so if we go ahead and do that, this just becomes 1. And then we have 22 times 14, right? And that's equal to y. So y, when we get our calculators out, 22 times 14 is equal to 308. So remember, it doesn't matter where the variable is on either side, or it could look like this. But the whole point is to continue to get y by itself, and you just continue to do the same steps.